Anytime.
Okay. So a lot of you might be wondering who Rube Goldberg is. Well, I'm here to tell you that, but I'm not gonna say entirely who he is. I'm gonna give you a brief history, but I'm gonna focus more on the legacy that he left behind. Rube Goldberg was an engineer, a cartoonist, a sculptor, an inventor, and an author. He lived in the late 1800s and worked on through in the early 1900s, and there's a little bit of his history. He ended up dying in 1970. Alright, so he was born during the tail end of the Industrial Revolution. He was surrounded by new machines that were designed to make our lives easier. But as you all know, new machines aren't actually, they're not really made for the best practical reason. They're just kind of made just to be made. And a lot of all these new inventions that he kept seeing popping up inspired him to invent, and he actually went to school to become a mechanical engineer. But later on, he abandoned that career and decided to become a cartoonist. So he worked at a newspaper and submitted cartoons until they were finally accepted. And these cartoon strips that he drew were of complex machines that were designed to do simple tasks. And they later became known as Rube Goldberg machines. And until they finally took off, that's when he became really recognized as an artist, and he kind of became a celebrity. And as a lot of celebrities do, they branch out, they go into restaurants and everything. He didn't really do that. What he did is he started writing. He ended up writing a movie, and he helped direct it too. It was called Soup to Nuts. He made that in 1930, and it starred the Three Stooges. So I thought that was pretty interesting. But all throughout this time, through his career, he still published his art and his cartoon strips. And these are some of the cartoon strips that he had. There are a lot of elaborate machines, like this one's automatic toothpaste dispenser. You flip a switch, and it'd be a chain reaction machine that would just work its way down, all just to put out a little piece of toothpaste, which is absolutely incredible. And with his background as a mechanical engineer, he had a lot of history with moving parts, and he knew how things work, pulleys, levers, a lot of things like that. So that was his real inspiration for this. Alright, and these machines were drawn to send a message that we as a people were relying too much on technology today to do things for us. And if he wasn't dead, I'm pretty sure he would have a lot to draw or talk about even now, because we have things for everything. He was once quoted describing his machines. The machines are a symbol of man's capacity for exerting maximum effort to achieve minimal results. I got this from rube-goldberg.com, which is a giant biography site all about him. It tells you about his career, shows a ton of his artwork. It's really interesting. His machines were based on the idea that instead of making difficult things easy, they made easy things difficult. But although Rube Goldberg actually never built the machines he depicted in his drawings, 17 years after his death, there was a competition created in his name, which is the Rube Goldberg competition. And they have a website and everything. It's a nationwide competition where people build machines to mimic his comic strips. But as the competition later grew on, it became less about Rube Goldberg and more about the task that his drawings actually depicted, like a self-operating napkin, or flipping a record, or even putting toothpaste on a toothbrush. That was one that they actually had to do. And every year there's a new task. What they want to do is, it's a nationwide competition. You have to win a regional and then go on to the nation. And it's a lot of engineers, and a lot of them are crazy. But Rube Goldberg, he also inspired many others in pop culture, like the first scene in Edward Scissorhands, where it's a really complex cookie cutter machine, all a bunch of robots. That was inspired by him, or even the booby traps in the Goonies. The Back to the Future, the dog food in the first scene, where the automatic dog food feeder. Any of the machines in the Saw series, complex machines designed to do a simple task like killing a person. It's a little, far-fetched for a Rube Goldberg machine, but it's inspired. It's there. And even the board game Mousetrap, that was based off Rube Goldberg. And even the video games Little Big Planet and 1 and 2 on PlayStation 3, a lot of that is based off Rube Goldberg. Now Rube Goldberg, over the course of his lifetime, he accomplished many things and was given several awards. He inspired many with his work and even more with his machines that he depicted. The legacy that Rube Goldberg left behind has influenced us more than we all know, and I don't think he'll ever be forgotten.